Alright, I have this Agri Fab leaf back that one of the tires, when I air it up, goes flat pretty quick. So I took some soapy water in an air bottle or in a spray bottle and sprayed it around the tire. There's a couple cracks on the sidewall here, and there's a real bad one on the back here that leaks pretty fast. As you see, it's already flat and it's not even been a minute. So I'll be showing you today how to put a new tube in that instead of buying a new tire. First off, you want to jack it up. So get something that you can jack the track back up high enough to get the tire off. You will need a pair of pliers to get this pin out. All I'm doing, I'm just squeezing these. And then just push it up so far, hit them up, whatever you need to get it out. Sometimes they do fight with you, but you see it came out. Gonna set that right there. Tires should just slide right off if they've been maintained. Usually do pretty decent. Now this size of the tire is right here. It's always on the sidewall. It's 15.6 by 6 NHS. That will be the size of the tube you would have to get to. So whatever your tire says for size wise, that's the size of the tube you'll have to go get. So just wherever you go, parts store somewhere, get you a tube. I'm going to be showing you how to get this knocked off, which I use a pry bar and a sledgehammer to get the tire to bust off the bead. It takes a little bit, so you better have some patience, because tires are not that easy. And whatever you do, watch your fingers, don't smash them, don't put them in places where they shouldn't be. There, it broke off the bead there. Now we're going to do the same thing on the back side here. Try not to hit your rim so you don't mess it up. Sometimes they could be a nightmare to break off the bead. You see, it's finally going. Gonna work with it. Alright, we finally got that. Alright, so now we need some other pry bars. And what I use is these. We're going to pry this tire up and see what I did. And I always start by the valve stem, so you don't break the valve stem, even though we're taking that valve stem out. We're putting a tube in. You want to get your pry bar in there pretty decent. Whatever you do, be careful, because if that gives, as you see, it about hit me. You want to be ready for anything that could happen. And there it is. It's up and out. Now that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Is we're going to be cutting this valve stem off, which I got a pair of side cuts. Wire. And we're just going to go ahead and snip that off. Sometimes I get lucky enough and I'll do one cut. Sometimes it just wants to fight me. That valve stem should be cut right. It should just come out. Yeah, see? Just got to cut that back side. Alright, this is my new tube. The valve stem, you see where it's facing at. So the way we got to do this is valve stem. Here's the hole. You want to try to get that close as you can. We want to get this tube pushed into this tire. You don't want to be too aggressive, but they're not that easy to hurt. It's just when we go put the tire on, we don't want to be pinching the tube. And you want to make sure this part goes back against this tire here all the way around. Don't give it twist. Don't twist and turn them. Because if you do, guess what happens? When you go air it up, your valve stem sucks in, and then you can't ever tire back up. And that's a no-no. Now we just got to get it over that rim. And it's kind of a nightmare. You just work with it. Kind of got to hold the tire up to get your tube over that rim. Alright, we're about there now. We don't want to lose our valve stem, so once we get this over this rim right here, it should go pretty easy of getting that valve stem back in that hole. Just got to get everything past that lip of that rim. Alright, so I had to spin that rim a little bit to get that valve stem closer to that hole. So you want to hold on to that. As you can see, I'm struggling a lot here. Now I have a special tool right here that I screw onto there. So while I'm putting the tire on, that valve stem doesn't leave my sight. Like I said, it's hard enough as it is. So if you find one of these like that or something that will hold that valve stem, even a pair of vice grips. So now, we're going to go ahead and get the tire put back on. We're going to start on the opposite side of the valve stem. Whatever you do, be careful where you don't hit your tube while you're doing this, you guys. Let's see how I want to do this. I got too big of a pry bar here, so I got to work with what I got. Like I said, you just don't want to put your pry bar all the way in there where you pinch that tube. Lightly work with it. Really catch that rim. The less you get, or the less you put in there, the better off you be with that tube. And you don't want to, I'm trying to work all the way around so I can get up to that valve stem, because I don't want to pinch the valve stem. Or the tube. As you can see, I'm just not having no luck today. Feels like a Monday. Alright, as you see, I about got it on. I literally had to get some major tension to it. As you see, it's got me whooped now. You just want to be real careful. I really put some pressure to it. Try not to let your rim spin when you do this. I don't really know any other easier way of doing this, but alright, now, since I'm already there now, We're going to go ahead and take that off. You kind of want to hold your valve stem in place and give it some air. You'll see it's going up. About 15 pounds of air is all you need. Oh, wrong thing. Then we're going to put the valve cap back on. Now we're ready to put it back on. As you see, the tire's all aired up, ready to go put back on the track back. Alright, we have our tire here. We're going to go ahead and slide it on. I'll lift my jack up a little higher since my tire's not flat anymore. I will slide that on. We're going to put this pin. You have to squeeze it a little bit, get it back through that hole. Push it all the way down. And then you take these. There's one longer than another. You bend it. You bend another one. And there you go. And then let it back down. And there you go. It's all done. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.